Hello everyone, and in today's video I'm going to make a testing / overview of this Lenovo 100E. Now this is a Chromebook, but it has Windows on it. Now the owner decided to put Windows 11 on here even though it came with 10. I don't know why they decided to do that, but it was a horrible idea, which you're going to see soon. The overview of the specs are a CPU, which is the AMD 3015E, which has integrated graphics, 64 gigs of eMMC, not unusual for a Chromebook, also 4 gigabytes of RAM and Wi-Fi 6, which was surprising to see on this laptop. If we close out of here and open up Firefox just to test a quick YouTube video, as you can see I've loaded up our own 4K test video. Just opening Firefox has already boosted up the RAM usage and the CPU usage. So this is our video on 480p. Obviously it runs perfectly, no real ups in the CPU. If we bump it up to 720/60, CPU goes up in the transition, but it settles down to about 40 again. Memory has gone up a bit, and the GPU is doing a lot of the work for the quality of the video. Now on 1080/60. Again, perfect, no issues, even at 2x, which is surprising. The CPU has taken a toll, as you can see on this graph, it's gone up. Same with the GPU, all the way up to 50%, and the RAM's stayed on about 2.6 gig usage. Now let's test if 4K can work. Now on 4K, as you can see, both the CPU and the GPU have bumped up, and it's just one still picture. 4K doesn't actually load properly. So I think that says a lot about this system. Now we're going to use this machine as it was intended. Now it's time for a sound test on this laptop. For this sound test I'm recording using this Sony little hand recorder just to see how it turns out. I've got the same song at the same timestamp on both the laptop and my modern phone, which is an S23, just to see how bad the speakers are on this thing. Both at 50 volume. So let's hear it from the laptop speakers first. Now let's hear it from the phone. Now let's just do a bit quick back and forth comparing them at max volume. That has been the sound test, and the result is the laptop speaker is horrible and gets absolutely obliterated by a simple phone speaker. Now let's say you want to just do some emails on this thing. That works pretty well. You know, the keyboard feels alright, the keys are kind of close to each other, not close to each other, and it's membrane obviously, like all laptops. The travel distance is kind of short, so I don't know. Feels decent for the price I got at, £17 for this laptop. But yeah, works very well if you want to send emails. If you want to play a little flash game whilst having other tabs open, you should test that as well. You can also see on the side here, the memory is really struggling. It's using everything. Disk is struggling a bit as well. CPU is bumping up always. See how it performs browser games. We can clearly see not well. It is a bit laggy. The CPU is maxing out as well on the side, if you see there, and the graphics has gone up a bit. It's on about 40. But after a while, it's not that bad. It is a bit like stuttery, but slivers just like that on lower end machines. Ooh, I just got a kill. But yeah, 20 FPS is not preferred if you want to play sliver, not at all. So I think that's enough browsing. Maybe if you want to go on Amazon just to search for things, that's another tab open just to see how far you can get the memory, the RAM to. See here, the memory, it's about the same, but still 85% is crazy. 4 gigs is really not usable today, especially with only 4 tabs open. So you want to add a couple things to your basket or something. Loading pages maxes out the CPU. So yeah, this is just not good at all. You want to add multiple things in your basket. So overall, I wouldn't recommend using more than 5 tabs on this thing for testing, you know, watching videos, emailing. It does work okay, but yeah, probably thin out the tabs. On to the next test. Now that I've shown basic use cases on Windows for this thing, I'm going to test some lightweight Steam games. Now we're going to test some games on this thing. To do this, I installed Steam. So the first game we are going to test on the system without using the cloud is CS 1.6. As you can see, I've launched the game. We are on native res and there's no graphics quality settings. So we're just on the native res. FPS is in the bottom right. And let's just hop into a match. As you can see, we've now loaded into a match. And in the bottom right, it's not very impressive. We're getting about 30 to 40 FPS. This game is like 24 years old, so this is not at all impressive. It's very disappointing, actually. So yeah, it's unfortunate to see it running like this. However, we are on Windows 11, so that does factor in some of the background usage, but I've been playing a bit longer, it does smoothen out a bit. But yeah, very disappointing. I think Windows is just sucking up all the power usage, which is why it runs so horribly, but I don't know. So yeah, if you want to play old retro games such as this, I think, you know, you can, but it doesn't mean you should. You should probably just play it on your main computer, main system. On to the next game. As you can see, the next game I'm testing is, so let's just see how it runs on a native res and max FPS. The lowest graphics. As you can see, we are now in the game and it is looking quite impressive. We are getting about at least 50 FPS, so see, not as bad as I thought, to be honest. I genuinely haven't played this game in ages, so I don't know where anything is on here, so excuse my horrible gameplay. But yeah, if you want to play Roblox, this machine's fine for only 17 quid as well. I mean, if you get the Chrome OS version for a bit cheaper, around 8 quid, you probably still could play Roblox via the Linux thing, or via the Play Store. So yeah, this £17 is not fully needed to play a light game like Roblox, but I've definitely seen worse performance on this channel when it comes to Roblox. So, honestly, not bad. Moving on to the next game. As you can see, the next game I'm testing is Among Us. This is because it was one of the lighter games in my library. I'm currently just playing on a private server since the internet was not working. As you can see, I'm in the game, and by no surprise, it's obviously getting over 60 FPS. Runs perfect. It's very, very smooth. So if you at least want to play a bit of Among Us with your friends, there's no dips or anything. Definitely above 60. Even if you're on a high refresh, you've plugged into a high refresh rate monitor, I would still say this is completely playable. It's not even turning the graphics down or anything. It's all on the highest, with the highest res. So yeah, 100% playable, and let's move on to the next tests. As you can see, the next game we are testing is CS2, and this is being streamed from my other laptop, which has a Ryzen 5 5625U. Now the reason I'm streaming this game is I've basically showed all the capabilities that this thing has on an actual local system-based thing, as this computer sucks. So let's just hop into a match and see how the streaming is. As you can see, we are now in a match, and this mouse sensitivity is horrible. However, we're getting about 60 FPS with very bad drops. I'm going to fix this mouse sensitivity. Okay, now that I've fixed my mouse sensitivity, so yeah, this is definitely playable. This res is very awful, though I will say. It is pixelated from the stream, so that is an issue, and there is a little bit of delay. Apart from that, if you're just playing casually, I see no problem with this, no problem at all. If we get the FPS up real quick. So yeah, I would definitely say this is playable. It's very smooth, even from just a laptop integrated graphics GPU, and on quite an old CPU at this point. I think it was made in 2022. As you can see, we have now installed Debian and are on the desktop. Let's just open up our web browser, just to see how it runs. I must say, the whole computer feels smoother in general already. And now, let's set the video to 480p. Now, obviously, the video runs extremely well on 480p, even 2x works fine. 720/60 runs amazing as well. 2x also runs good. Bump it up to 1080. Still no problem on 1080, works completely fine. Now 4K. Now I will say, it is still horrible, but it does have way more frames than Windows, so still unwatchable, but still not as horrible as Windows. So on to the next testing. The next test is just going to be having a bunch of tabs open and browsing through them. Now I've got eBay and Amazon open, and I can already tell it's using a lot less system resources, and the pages load much faster, as you can see here. Also, if you want to have a game open, just hop into some Sliver.io just to see how it runs now. Obviously loading it up is a lot faster now. It's slower. Not a good look for Linux. Oh, but now that we've booted up into the game, it does run noticeably better. A lot less stuttery, but it's still horrible. So I wouldn't consider this much, but actually no, it's smoothing out. It's getting about 60 FPS. This is much better compared to Windows. We are on XFCE, which is the lightest Linux desktop environment, which doesn't make it surprising, but we've got 3 other tabs open. Before it, Windows was struggling to get 30 FPS, and it was being stuttery. This works fine, it's getting about 60. I think it's night and day difference here. Switching between tabs, you know, there's not much lag, the desktop works great. Yeah, I'd recommend playing lightweight games on here. On to the next test. As you can see, the next game we're going to be testing is CS 1.6. I can already tell it's getting better because it's on 100 FPS on the menu, which is the highest it can go. Before it was getting around 30. So let's just hop into a server and see how it runs. As you can see, I've hopped into a match, and the difference is crazy. We're getting the max FPS we can, which is 100. Before we were only getting about 40 FPS, which really shows how much Windows was taking up system resources. And we can get perfect FPS. The max we can get on 1.6. This is very impressive on the native res. as well. So yeah, this game definitely runs well. No issues, no complaints whatsoever. And I am actually well surprised with this. Holy, and the max FPS we can. This is definitely recommended if you want to play retro games. On to the next test. As you can see, the next game I am playing is CS Source. Now, the reason I did not do this on Windows is because I did not have enough storage. Now that we have more storage, we're doing it. Not only that, but now we also have extra processing power because Linux uses less resources. So those are both the things that are good about this Linux installation. You get to play more games. Let's just make it show our FPS. Let's hop into a server. As you can see, I'm now in the game on 720p on all the lowest settings, and we're actually getting a decent FPS. We're getting about 70 FPS, which is only like 30-50 less than 1.6, and this game is a lot more demanding than 1.6. So yeah, I think it's pretty impressive, and it's 100% playable on the 60Hz screen, this horrible screen by the way. So yeah, CS Source running better than I thought. Wow, Linux really did give a lot more performance and life to this thing. As you can see, we are now on a different OS. We are on Lubuntu, which is a very lightweight version of Ubuntu. So let's just go straight into Firefox just to do the same tests. As you can see, the first test is our 4K test vid. On 480p it runs fine with the 2x speed and everything. 720p, it also runs fine. 1080p, it takes quite a while to load, but also runs fine and is quite lightweight like the other Linux we tested. Bumping up to 4K now. As you can see, 4K does not work very well. As you can see, the next test is sliver.io with some extra tabs open just to use up some system resources. As you can see here, it is running quite well. Definitely running better than Windows, which was struggling quite a lot. If we just give it 10 seconds like we did with Debian to smoothen up a bit, it runs about the exact same as Debian. This is perfectly playable if you want to play a little bit of a flash game. So yeah, this is running the best so far in my opinion. On to the next test. As you can see, the next game we are testing is Bloons TD4. Now why I decided to test it this time and not last time is because sliver.io ran so well on here. I just wanted to test another flash game. And if we go on just a easy map here, it looks like it runs perfectly. It's at the max it can run on this crappy browser, which is, I'm pretty sure, 30 FPS. The Bloons TD4 browser version can run. So yeah, this is running as well as it can, and I am very impressed because I had my own Chromebook back in the day. Little bit of a story here. And I played this exact game, and sometimes when there was bigger MOABs and I was on hard difficulty, the game would run at like 5 FPS, no joke, on like the same website. So Chromebooks have evolved, and with Linux they run quite a bit better, although I was on Chrome OS. But yeah, I'm impressed with how this is running. I'm a seasoned veteran in this game, so I'm qualified to tell you this. Yeah, Bloons running great. On to the next test. Now, we've looked over nearly every aspect of this laptop, and I've kind of been trashing on this laptop for quite a bit. But I don't think I'm doing the intended purpose of this laptop right. This was only around £15 and is meant for schools and people that use their laptop like a Chromebook essentially. And for that it's amazing. I've even got some other apps installed on here, Discord, etc. So yeah, it's very good for the price. Cheaper computers are getting better and better. I remember not too long ago you couldn't get anything like this. You'd have to opt for a Chromebook, and even those were more expensive. So yeah, it's actually very good for the price. Yeah, I'll leave the model in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next vid.